Guys, welcome to the School of Rock Stars. Today I'm going to talk about the 10 lessons that I learned from watching interview of Wim Hof and Tom Bilyeu on impact theory. These are the 10 powerful lessons that I learned today. So they spoke about so many things. They spoke about science, neurology, and physiology and power of mind, breathing, meditation. They spoke about so many things. They discussed about so many things scientifically, but I didn't understand all of them. But I grabbed, I learned the 10 lessons from that interview of Wim Hof and Tom Bilyeu on impact theory. So let's go into and learn what I learned. First, they talk about adaptation. So Wim Hof says like he talks about the power of adaptation, the power to adapt to this stressor in general. Like he talks about how we lost the connection between our mind and the body and the neuron system. So that's where he talks about the concept called adaptation. So he says the power to adapt to this stressor in general, we lost this connection because we wear clothes all the time and we live in a comfort zone behavior. Yes, he says we live in a comfort zone behavior by closing all our and like by closing our body with the clothes, and we are living in a comfort zone environment all the time. We are not putting ourselves into the nature. We are not putting ourselves into the cold environment. That's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about in the adaptation. So he says we wear clothes all the time and we live in a comfort zone behavior, and we think we can control nature, but by being non-stimulative in our behavior, we lost the connection and depth of our physiology. So he's saying by thinking that by wearing comfort clothes, we think we are getting close to the nature, but we are losing the connection between our mind and this physiology. That's what he's talking about. And he says we are able to adapt about to anything. In the olden days, we used to have that capability and ability to adopt anything and everything in our life and have that control and power of our core body and mind and soul. But we are built to be able to adopt without any stress into any situation. like uh, I get a solution in a but now what is saying is genetics change, physiology changed, and everything has changed. So we lost actually the full power of our mind. That's what he spoke about, and it's really interesting to me. And I didn't understand fully, but I got the core value of that adaptation technique. And this is the first lesson that I learned from that interview. And the second lesson that I learned, he talks about Tom asks him a question like how to bring back the power of your mind. For the for the few minutes, he speaks about some scientific terminology. I didn't get more of it, but he says in the last, willfully being able to get into the bone marrow and release the T and B cells in the case of inflammation. Yes, he says inflammation is the course of any disease. So through Wim Hof breathing and through Wim Hof meditation, we can get rid of that inflammation and we can cure our diseases by ourselves without any doctors or medication. That's what, because we are getting that power of our mind. So that's what he is talking. And like, and Tom mentions like interesting, like a quotation type, little bit of a bad does you a lot of good. That's what he mentions, and I really liked it. And the third lesson that I learned is, does Wim Hof feel pain when he's submerged in the ice? Like, usually, when we dip our hands or when we put our legs into the icy surface, on an icy surface, we feel so much of pain and numbness. But like, he posed that question to Wim Hof. Tom posed that question to Wim Hof, and he says, "You feel anything, but you learn to let go." That's what, through Wim Hof breathing and meditation technique, we learn to let go of that feeling, and you follow the breath. And thus the hormonal system, endocrine system, which we have shown in the scientific research, is really active with in our command. That's what he says, because we are keeping all our hormonal and endocrine system in our command. So, and Tom mentions, and they spoke about some scientific stuff in between, and but I didn't really get into it. But Tom mentioned this one, like, you're killing the pain by tapping into that system. Yes, we are killing the pain by tapping into that system, by power of our mind. So this is the third lesson that I learned. We can kill the pain by strongly tapping into that system which causes the pain, or experiencing and letting go of that pain. So, and the fourth lesson that I learned here is what Wim Hof visualizes when he is in the ice, and what he does to overcome the stressors. Yes. So, because when we sit on an ice surface, we feel like, no, I can't sit. Like, we can't sit just for 2 or 3 minutes, or at least for 1 minute. We can't sit there. But Wim Hof ran a half marathon, and like, he did so many miracles in his life. And he has like almost 26 world records on his name. And what he says, like, what Wim Hof visualizes when he is in the ice, and what he does to overcome the stressor. So he says, if you go into the ice, you really not thinking about your mortgage or your family or your wife. We are not thinking about all that nonsense in our life, but we are not going to the picnic. You, like, we all going to experience that. We focus on the feeling, and how to get this feeling into adaptation, and to overcome what is coming in, and it goes directly. And he says, he I really like this one, and he says, cold has been my teacher, and I just follow the teacher, the feeling, the, like, learn to let go. Like, what he mentions is, cold has been his teacher for so long, and he just follows his teacher. And in the interview he mentioned that, like, he tried yoga, kung fu, all other things before coming into this ice methods. But intuitively, inner side of himself, he felt that this ice thing, ice methods, he is getting close, and he intuitively feeling that this is his place, this is his home, to experiment it, to try it, to different, to experience some different things in his life. That's why he became famous, by following his intuition. So the important lesson that I learned, if your intuition says something, follow your intuition, follow your gut, and follow the teacher. That is your teacher. When you follow your teacher, you will create wonders. You will create records, world records, and the world will follow you. There is no need to you to follow the world. The world will follow you if you listen to your intuition, if you listen to your gut. So do it, guys. This is the fourth lesson that I learned. And the fifth lesson that I learned from this interview is you can tackle, what he says is, you can tackle any emotion or any physical stressor without, with your breath and the mind. That's what he says, because breathing and meditating is really powerful. That's what I experienced in recent past 3 4 weeks, because I suffered for two I suffered with severe back pain for 2 or 3 weeks. But I don't want to take that medication, I don't want to go to the doctor. So what I did meditation, I did breathing during meditation. Then I did it consistently for 20 to 25 days, and I got 100% relief from it. I'm not saying, I'm not, no one is like, I'm no one to suggest you. I'm just sharing my experiences in my life. And so what he says, you can tackle your emotion and physical stresses with your breath and the mind. So breath is able to prime the body. And like what he says, if I'm able to make my skin temperature not going down while being exposed to ice water, like that's the power. Where is the power? Like when we are exposed to cold water or cold surface, our skin temperature will go down. But if you have that power, if you are willing to make, if you are capable of making the skin temperature not going down while you are experiencing to cold, that's where your power comes. That's where your power is. And that's the same power we can learn to embrace and awaken, in which we are able to tackle and any stressor in the world. So you need to hold that power, because, and also find where is your power. And any stressor, emotionally and physically and mentally, you can able to tackle it, because you have that power within you. Whatever you come up with, we are built to be able to oppose that, to get through and learn, and to learn and not be afraid. We have the power of mind. He says we have the power of mind. And these are the like a fifth lesson that I learned. And this, he says, just be happy, strong and healthy, and the rest is bullshit. So just be happy, strong and healthy, and the rest is bullshit. And the sixth lesson I learned is, cold shower before can cold shower before bed makes you sleep better? Yes, he says strongly yes. And if you do breathing, or if you do breathing before you go to sleep, or if you do the cold shower, then you will feel better and you will sleep better. So cold shower a day keeps a doctor away. Let's do this. Love, like a rule number 6, the lesson number 6 is awesome. Cold shower a day keeps a doctor away. And the seventh lesson that I learned, happiness, strength and health. So what is really happiness? Like what you want to be depend, like think in yourself. Do you want to be dependent on pills, medication and doctors, or do you want to spend your whole income on your health? No. There is so much power within you. You need to You need to have that mindfulness, willingness to grab that power from you. And this is that, like uh, do you want to get high on your own way, on your own supply? So think, what is happiness? Do you want your inner happiness, or do you want to have that happiness with pills, drugs, and etc., all the trash? Think. So, and the eighth lesson, he says, music is the voice of the heart. Yes, play some music and listen to it and dance to music. Feel that. And the ninth lesson I learned is, feeling is the understanding. When you feel it, you will understand it. When you feel 100% into it, when you put your 100% and feel it, you will understand 100% and you will learn from it. And the 10th lesson is, Wim Hof methods should be implemented in the school system. That's what. Yes, because we need to teach the children from the childhood. We are learning it now, but we need to take care of our children, the next generation, because they are they are really important for the future generation. So children should not only be trained in mathematics, history, or a language. They should be trained in, they should have that strong mindset. They should be trained in happiness, strength, and health, because they are young and children are naturally still at their core values. So thank you so much for your support. Comment in the comment section, what is the top lesson that you learned from watching this interview? And comment in the comment section. I'll join you in the comment section. I'm super happy, and happy new year to you guys. And don't be a victim of your life. Be a rock star.